skipping.
Hey, George. Got your text yesterday about, what was it, feeling all over the place with our content. Yeah, man. You go to the library, you get the book we agreed upon reading, and then you read it. And then when you diligently read it, you actually get to talk about it in the podcast. Meanwhile, there were the movies we've discussed watching and then talking about. So I guess I'm wondering what you mean by all over the place, and if you aren't just trying to sabotage this great thing we got going on, man. Anyways, see you soon enough. Remember, start at page 1 and just go to the end. Love you, bud. Bye-bye.
Busy daddies to Sci-Fi. Busy daddies to Sci-Fi. Busy daddies to Sci-Fi. Busy daddies to Sci-Fi.
All right.
Welcome.
Jesus.
Here we are. Damn.
Busy Daddies Do Sci-Fi.
Good morning.
I'm George.
I'm Kevin. Just going through it here at the studio.
That 2009. Okay, it's 2009.
Yeah.
Okay, and this movie Moon comes out.
What did you want to call this episode?
I think I wanted to call it. Well, I texted you and I said episode 28. Moon sucks.
Moon sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had seen Moon in
That's
2009.
Aggressive.
All right.
You had seen it in 2009?
Yeah, when it came out.
I probably did too.
And I was probably really stoned when I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember hearing...
I probably was too.
...how amazing it was. I remember hearing like people saying, wow, yeah, this was kind of a next level, really quiet science fiction story. This guy Duncan Jones, he's going to be everywhere. And I watched it at the time, and I thought, hey, that was pretty good. But I feel like I thought that because I was being told to think that. I thought that not of my own volition. You don't seem like the
impressionable guy, though, George.
I thought that because it was like, I better not tell people I didn't like Moon, because then they're not going to think I'm cool. I didn't like Moon.
Who would these people be?
My high-class friends.
Your
in
peers?
the sci-fi
or like,
community.
I'm wondering if this is people in your head, or is there going to be people you are actually having to report to?
Kevin, it is mostly people in my head,
yes.
but I don't think that makes them any less valid.
No.
And it
you
certainly
should always listen to the instructions of those voices.
Certainly no more damaging to my self-esteem.
Mm.
But I did not like Moon, and I'm not afraid to say it.
You said it.
I just watched it again.
I'm surprised, man. I thought it was the type of movie that you were going to watch and come out and anxiously tell your friends that you loved it. Not that you were afraid to tell them you didn't like it, but that you loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what type of movie it was for you?
It was a movie.
There goes.
What?
There's 100 years of critique of cinema just out the window. What do you think, Kevin? It was a movie. Move on.
What that means is it didn't suck.
It
was a movie.
All right. Okay, we're finding some common ground here. All right.
Are you coming out of the suck hole?
Hold on. You might have extended a palm to me, and I'm maybe being pulled, not unwillingly, out of the suck hole, because there's a lot of things in the movie that I really did like.
So list the suck.
Wasn't...
Just go, why does it suck?
All right. This is why I thought Moon sucked. We are introduced to this man who lives on the moon. He's got a 3-year contract with this Lunar Industries They're mining the moon for a new source of energy, helium-3. Nice. Great little story there. We are then introduced to
Niven-esque.
his copy, a copy of him, and we automatically, I go to a bunch of different assumptions. Okay, he's a clone. At one point, he even calls himself a clone, and it never goes anywhere but there. Like, it just stays with these two clones reacting to each other on the space station. One is slowly degrading as his short life cycle ends, and the other one is... It just never really goes anywhere from that point. From when it goes, like, the biggest revelation in the whole movie is like, hey, there's another Sam Rockwell. Now let's just not go anywhere with it.
That is bullshit.
It's not bullshit.
That is bullshit.
Tell me where this rocketed you off to then. Like, what big fucking revelation? What, the robot helps him against its own programming? It's so cartoony and fucking...
What is it? What are your expectations? This is supposed
Why
to
does
deliver
that have
you
to
a
be...
revelation?
No, but it's supposed to deliver a satisfying story.
That worked. So I'd forgotten that it was a clone thing.
Okay.
And I had remembered it as a near-death or post-death experience. Okay?
All right. So
that's
why you enjoyed the movie then. Because you remembered it shittier than it actually was. like that's not speaking to the quality of the movie.
Yeah, no, that's just me trying to speak about the movie.
trying.
But there you
All
are,
right,
stopping me from
stopping you from
You're
going.
like, yeah,
John,
yeah.
Kevin,
What you said was
dude,
stupid,
just
man.
Join me in
Yeah.
my suckhole, man.
Yeah.
Come on,
Fuck a
Come
suckhole,
on.
man.
Join me in this suckhole. It's so lonely
Don't
down
make me
here.
say the word.
Don't
4
you-
episodes running.
don't you
that
fucking
could
dare.
emanate
Don't
from
you-
a suckhole.
Don't you dare.
Yeah. Does it rhyme with?
So back to your amazing encapsulation of how you had a temporary
Did Vic
amnesia.
get to you? Did Vic
about
get
this
to
movie.
you?
No, not at all. Not at all. This
Sounds
is,
like you're coming in a little hot and heavy. Like maybe you actually bought that shit story he said about if we bring more tension between us, the ratings will get better.
I think it's a valid.
I ignored
think it's
that.
a valid
I think
point.
He's never really delivered.
I think it's a
No.
valid point.
He's just trying to get a wedge in between us,
I think that
so that he can take Steph away.
people dug Solaris and they want a little more of that.
That was well mannered, man. This is what you're doing is fucking WWF
what
over here, man.
What I'm doing, okay.
What you're doing
All right.
over here.
All right.
I mean, I apologized about how I came off. Maybe a little crazy.
Yeah, I don't
maybe a
remember
little
there being an
aggressive
apology.
before we met.
Oh,
I said it
you
on
mean the
voicemail.
That's right. You did.
Yeah.
You did. Well, you know
Hey,
what? I'll
man.
probably send you a voicemail tomorrow where I apologize for
Being
saying
a dick.
being a dick.
Okay, but
I
no.
do that often.
Listen, I think you're being a dick despite yourself. I think there's a person in there who doesn't need this movie to suck at all, which is why my argument
I
is
don't
it's
need
just a movie.
I don't, and
Like you finished it with that sucked
But I recognize.
you-
I recognize
because
that
it didn't deliver things.
No. It didn't deliver what a movie really should deliver for me. Okay.
Okay.
For me.
All right,
For me.
what
want.
would that be?
I want
a revelation.
I want a story that has conflict and resolution where characters grow. That's pretty basic, and I didn't get that from this movie. What I got was Sam Rockwell, who's awesome.
You know, the character at the end of the credits is testifying, and they take down the company that's cloning this poor person's memory.
Yes, and that it's actually I have no complaints about the ending. It's actually a nice.
You
quick-
actually told me the ending
tacked
sucked.
on ending.
When we spoke about, watching
Yes.
this, and you said
I said
the
I didn't
ending
like
sucks.
it, and I
And
said
I'm like,
the
oh,
ending
good thing I
sucks.
don't remember that because
I
you're
actually
out to get this movie.
No.
And we're gonna find out why.
I didn't like the movie. That's really the only reason why.
I thought it.
I don't think it goes anywhere from the point when we find out. Okay, we find the other Sam Rockwell. Okay,
I just don't understand
Hold
how that
on.
makes it something that I don't understand how that creates its worth. Now, you've said arbitrarily. For you, that makes it creative.
Well,
worth.
no, it
But
makes it boring. I thought it was
didn't think it was
boring, man.
boring.
I thought it was
a
just
cool
two
ride.
guys talking to each other on the space station. Either they go back and forth. One is acting a little more cavalier than the other. The other one's accepting his situation a little bit more. The other one's not. It's a little ambiguous as far as what's going on Earth with his actual daughter. I wish they had kind of explored that a little bit more. Like, how did his wife die? And
he's on Earth, though.
he's on Earth. We hear his voice.
Yeah.
And his daughter is now 15 years old. And stuff like that made me go like, oh, like, I want to know a little bit more about that. I want to know a little bit more about this corporation that's coming here to kill the clones because things have gone awry. But instead we just get like, we got to get off this moon, man. Okay, well, you go. You're dying and bloody, so you go. And he's like, I can't really go. You be the one to go, but I'll help you, brother. And now go ahead and testify as to what they're doing to us up here. Yeah, I thought it was boring, and I thought it was kind of cliche.
I think
the way
you are
that
bullying the sci-fi community right now.
I think it's kind of cliche the way the
Those
robot.
guys are sensitive,
The
man.
robot
Listener,
goes like, it is my job to help you. Kevin
George is having
Spacey as the robot.
George is having a bad day, listener.
Yeah,
Don't take this personally.
it was just
man.
not a good
I don't
movie,
think,
man.
I'm not prepared to say what a good movie is or not.
Mo, but you're prepared to say what you think a good movie is, right?
I can't tell you that. I really don't. See, I don't have the input level that you have. I think you look at movies differently because you see them at a much higher frequency. So movies for me serve like a purpose. Very utilitarian, I might add. I mean, usually there's hella laundry being folded for a movie. So there's almost a space that opens. But
I know I was drawing while I was watching it, so not entirely checked into it. But that was also hinging on.
I'm sure that just qualifies you to speak as you have about this movie.
But I was also hinging on the fact that I'd seen it before, and I don't want to in any way give the impression that like all I enjoy are hoity-toity. I mean, I like a good amount of crap when it comes to movies as well. That ring a certain bell in me. I mean, most recently, like a friend of mine told me, "Oh my gosh, you got to watch that movie." It Follows. It's a horror movie. You got to see It Follows. It's got 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's friggin' amazing. Check it out. It's about a demon that's transmitted via sex sexually. Mm-hmm. So you have sex with somebody who's infected with this virus, and
it was growing on a couch somewhere in the woods in Jersey.
You haven't heard that yet. Because it's going to play after this.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Yeah, we just decided that, remember?
I am from the future.
Keep that. This is Kevin from the future, where all movies have Sam Rockwell in them.
Yes.
But I watched It Follows, and it kind of sucked. So, I mean, there are certainly things that do and do not ring. Movies are entirely subjective. This just... Moon didn't do it for me.
Moon didn't do it for George.
Ah.
I can't tell you that Moon did it for me, listener, but I'm not looking to get done by a movie. So, from a sci-fi elements here.
Moon.
Dude.
It's on the moon.
On the moon. Mining, as George mentioned, helium-3. He sees something, trips out. There's sort of a glitch in his mind. He goes out on a mission to fix a stalled miner, sees something again, crashes, hits his head. Boom. Wakes up. He's in the infirmary. For the first time, you see the computer assistant, voiced by Kevin Spacey, give the script, which a newly awoken clone is going to hear. You've hit your head. You've not poorly injured. You've been in an accident. Yeah. And this is how you come to as a clone.
This is how all clones are awoken.
Clone number 2, having been awoken after having his accident, wants to figure out why there's a machine down out there. He's not allowed to go out. He is caught the Kevin Spacey voiced computer having a live conversation with a group of businessmen that run this mining company on Earth. His memories tell him that there is no live communication. Something's happened with the satellite, the relayer. Okay,
So he's got reason to now not trust this robot
and
as well.
finagles his way outside.
One
and
of the businessmen
finds-
is played by brilliant British comedic actor. I can't remember his name. Never mind.
I couldn't. Those guys were kind of cloudy on a black and white
Yeah.
TV, but so he goes out, finds the broken miner, and finds the body of himself, in which things start to cave in. And what I think is a pretty cool comic aspect, Sam Rockwell begins to act against himself, and I thought that was very interesting. How they get into it, be in conflict, grow to know one another. He asks him if he knows Tess. This is the wife. He has these memories, of course. He goes, "Of course I know Tess. Do you know about our daughter?" And he wouldn't know his daughter yet.
Yeah.
Because at year 2, perhaps, the news of your daughter being 2 is given to you in a feed from your wife. This is all piped in. This is all really dark. I really enjoyed that they'd go this far to feed a clone a lot of bullshit, when in fact you could make something just automated work up there for you. So I'm in Black Mirror zone already. All right,
Yeah.
we've gone somewhere else
but
with this thing.
Yeah, and it kind of goes, why?
So they find-
like, what for? Why do all it? It's just it.
That's, you've stopped to ask why on this.
Yeah.
I don't think you ask why like this in other content. That's what I'm saying. I don't know why you're after this movie. It did this to you. That's fine.
Yeah.
But just take the L. I don't know. I don't understand the scrutiny.
Because I didn't enjoy it. Like, that's the scrutiny. The scrutiny is me then
That's
is
fine. So
not getting is at the end
next
of the
episode,
movie.
I'm going to stop reading Stranger in a Strange Land. Hold on, that's coming to me.
But when I
Kevin.
enjoy a movie, when I have a genuine response to a film, I then go back and I go, well, what did this do for me? How did this feed my soul? Like, when I don't enjoy a movie, I do the same thing. I go back and I go, what is it about this that I didn't like? If it can fill in all those gaps, it's a fucking work of art. It's amazing. If it can't, then it can't. Sometimes it's forgivable and sometimes it's not.
Is this forgivable? It doesn't
I
sound like it. It
forgive
does not
Duncan
sound
Jones.
like
I forgive
it.
Duncan Jones just because his father is David Bowie.
I think it's interesting that the film's made. I as a cynical kind of person, I'm like David Bowie's son, Duncan Jones. You know, maybe that's all this is.
I don't know what else
showpiece.
he's done.
I looked it up, but it's not relevant. They find the place where there are hundreds of these clones. They know that a rescue mission's coming to a seemingly unknowing clone.
Yeah.
Second clone's just coming to get a rescue thing. And they kind of think that they're going to get killed by
Yeah.
this party.
Anyways.
I don't know where they get that idea, but
When they show up, they've got like automatic weapons. Like, that was one thing that I thought was
so they're
like,
just going to go
was kinda
eliminate
cool
and
that-
restart.
yeah.
I like that whole space.
There's a
I didn't have as much stock in it as you did, obviously.
scene in this movie that I would describe as beautiful, and is after he has spoken to his 15-year-old daughter, and he
Because they knock the comm
they
block
knock the
down,
comm block down,
and he gets a live
and he
feed
can
there.
live feed, and he contacts his home on Earth. Finds out that his wife Tess has died years ago. We don't know how. And that his daughter, he is talking to his 15-year-old daughter. We then hear in the background Sam Rockwell, the real astronaut, Sam Rockwell, on Earth. And then transmission goes dead, and it pulls back to show as this clone is crying, saying he wants to go home. Because he's never been to Earth. this creature.
Mm-hmm.
But he has all these memories of this human life on this planet Earth, and we pull back and we see this rover on the moon with Earth in the distance, and it's a beautiful moment. And I can take stock in that moment, and that it's just really, really cool, because for something being the moon on a cosmic scale, you don't really think of it being so far away, as far as like universe, the galaxies and everything like that. And it seems in that shot that this character is so far away from home, a home he's never even been to, and I think that's awesome. I thought that was awesome.
Well, and that's what I thought was clearly, since you're a clone and you have a 3-year contract, the body starts to degrade
Gruesomely.
because you're going to get replaced
Yeah.
by another clone, and so a newborn clone is going to have 3 years on the planet before he starts to degrade, and they want to get home to Earth, and they send the healthy one home, and he escapes. And I thought it was nice that he was just going to get some time on Earth there. They never acknowledge whether he knows he's going to die or not, or disintegrate. And
Does he not see? Which one of them sees the videos? Does the other one see? Because they go through videos at one point of other clones degrading. Like his hair's, he's like, my fucking hair's falling out.
yeah, see, those were all cool glitches, man. I think there was a lot going on, man, in this movie. It didn't need to go anywhere. It had just elements of neat, dude. I thought it was. Imagine trying to act with yourself, or how would you act like that? And I thought he did that stuff spot on.
Doing it right now, doing it better than he did.
Are you?
Totally.
Yeah. I don't think you are, man. I don't even know what you're talking about.
In post, man, I'm going to dub in another version of me.
Overdub all my stuff.
Another version of me who
Yeah.
also did not like this movie.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be riffing back and forth. Hey, man, you know that Kevin dude? He's fucking wrong.
And then
Yeah, I know.
Oh, wait, God, my tooth is loose. Holy
Oh,
shit, man. Yeah.
What does this mean? I don't know. I got about 3 years left to live, which sounds about right. Not bad.
Yeah, that's good, man.
3
For
years,
you, 3
man.
years is a little longer than you usually give yourself, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm constantly on the verge of some sort of demise.
I still
think.
come burn the house down if you go
God willing.
to clear the
Yeah,
history.
yeah.
Mhm.
That sounds a little extreme, doesn't it?
It didn't when we had this plan. Let's stick with
No,
our original
you're right,
idea,
you're right,
man.
you're
'Cause
right.
We're probably just doubting
it's
ourselves.
like the SAT answer. Always go with your first choice, first instinct.
Yeah.
First instinct is Kevin. You burn my fucking house down.
Never
That's right,
eliminate
man.
other possibilities and come up with the right
It's
answer.
like
Just
it's like all your eggs.
Yeah.
You really want to keep them in one place,
basket.
like so you can keep an eye on
Or
them.
spell ACDC over and over again on the Scantron and see what kind of grade you get. That'll
you done
that'll
that?
show the teacher.
Have you done that?
Yes.
I used to do drawings. Like I used to do profiles of Batman on Scantrons.
You can remember any of the grades? I cannot remember what I got a grade on.
I did pretty shitty in high school.
So Batman's profile, not even a C kind of thing.
No, not at all.
It's got to randomly work at some point.
Yeah, I mean, in math classes, it was laughable. Like I'd get, it would just be like, here you go, 0, like yeah,
0.
0.
Well, because of just you couldn't even get one right on a
Couldn't
Batman
even get
profile.
one right.
What's up with that?
I would
That's
not
gotta
even.
be-
I wouldn't even try. I wouldn't even try.
I get it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're probably not going to put you on a
It's
helium
kinda-
3 mining farm on the moon. I mean,
It's kind of like watching this movie. I'm not even gonna try.
but try you did. You seem to really have a lot to say about it.
Oh,
I don't know
didn't
what's
like
going
it,
on
man.
with you, George.
Didn't like it.
We've sat at this mic for almost 30 episodes
Almost
now,
30
and
episodes, man.
something's changed, man. I know what it is.
Sam Rockwell.
It's the comm blocker that we found on the other mic.
Oh,
I think
this
it's
one.
disturbed. Yeah.
This one, it lets the
Yeah.
real me out.
We need to- they program one of the mining machines to come and knock down the comm blocker so they can get the live
Kind
feed
of dumb. kind of dumb.
I hear something's wrong with you.
It's kind of dumb. Like, to what end? So what? The live feed's down.
Just to
Now this
screw the
corporation's
system.
just gonna
Just to screw them.
throw and they end the movie with
I think
Sam
you're
Rockwell.
a puppet for the corporate regime, man. That's what it is. And
I would love to be.
This offends
I
your
would love
clone
to be.
programming
I bet that
deeply.
I bet that pays incredibly well.
I know, man. Hey, if there is a Matrix, you just thank the
I'm
Matrix
certain.
for the life I have right now,
There is.
man.
I totally
I love this program.
You know what? You remember the Matrix?
No.
Remember not at all. Remember Joe
that
Pantoliano?
movie didn't really... No
There's
revelations for me in
There's
that movie.
one guy I would agree. As a whole, the trilogy is incredibly crappy. The first movie I thought was pretty good, but it is. It's just, they were crappy.
I've
movies.
never watched the other two, man. I knew they were inherently crappy. Yeah.
Yeah,
I have that gift.
you don't take that ride, so you don't need to.
No,
vent
I'm
your
not. I'm
cynicism.
not consuming it like that, man. I
Oh,
mean, I know you got a massive
I love
file.
it, man. I dig. I dig stuff, you know.
I know you do.
But
it gives you
there's
an angle,
Joe Pantoliano.
a really appealing angle.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kevin. You know, my wife and kids seem to think so.
Joe Tantalone.
Joe
Yeah.
Pantoliano, I don't know.
That
the dude from
film,
Obama.
your 4-year-old baby. Did you tell
he
him how
was
crappy
in,
it was?
I did,
Yeah.
yeah. I was like,
Yeah,
what are you,
man.
what the fuck is, it
Write
looks
him.
like
Stick a note in his lunch. Nice editing, asshole.
editing, dick. You couldn't
Yeah.
get anybody better
Yeah.
than Sam Rockwell.
Yeah.
All right.
Play himself, yeah.
Really cliched,
Cool.
okay?
Yeah.
The way Thomas the Tank Engine rolls in the third act.
Yeah. Yeah.
What has that kid ever done?
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
he's the guy who wanted to go back into the Matrix, Joe Pantoliano. Like, he's making a deal with the agents to sell everybody else out so they can plug him back in, because he recognizes, like, that life was way better than the shitty life of being unplugged from the Matrix. I completely understood that point of view.
That's yes.
Yeah.
For any of the conspiracy theorists.
Totally.
You know,
Better to be plugged. Ignorance is bliss.
This is the fucking thing, yeah, man.
You know? So this is what I'm talking about, Kevin. This weight I have of being able to watch a movie like Moon and understand the things about it that don't really work. It's a burden, man. It's like being unplugged from the Matrix, and I just want to be plugged back in, you know?
Yeah. How are you going to do that? Where are you going to go?
Where
You're
do
going
I
to
gotta
continue
go?
to listen to Stranger in a Strange Land.
Yeah, I
That's
am.
good.
That's good,
Yep.
isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm getting there.
You're going to tell me you're starting pattern recognition. Lie to me. Probably try to listen to it on the many trips back and forth, dropping your son off to school.
Yeah,
I
probably.
don't even know if William Gibson allows things on book on tape, man.
I don't think he has any say over that.
Probably not.
Is he alive still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get him in here.
He's still cranking him out, huh?
Yeah.
That guy.
It's not going to be successful if he eggs our house or puts
We are-
peanut
we-
butter
we-
all over your door handle or just trashes your car.
We do not have a good record as far as they say you shouldn't meet your heroes.
Did Neil
we don't have a good
Stevenson,
track record. We do.
has he,
Oh, we can't. Don't even bring up Neil Stevenson.
was that him, do you think,
Don't
in the
even-
encrypted message?
Don't even. I
you
can't.
think that's what
I'll
did
tell
it
you
to
right
your
now.
computer?
Let's just say I have
He's kind of a code. What's that book you wrote?
lawyers.
Cryptonomicon?
Cryptonomicon.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was hefty.
Yeah.
Right?
Did
Real
Neil
estate.
Stevenson, he showed up in a utilikilt and combat boots and kicked your door in?
yeah,
was
I
that,
saw
or was that
him-
the
I
meth
saw-
head? I don't-
No. That was a different guy. That's my neighbor.
Yeah.
Whose name is also Neil. Funny enough. Yeah.
Mhm.
But no, Neil Stevenson. He followed me into the Trader Joe's parking lot. That's that guy.
And it was tense. You are going to go forward with this.
I don't
but
know-
He's saying
I don't
it
know
was
for
nothing. He actually
certain.
lives in the area.
I don't know for certain it was him. It looked like him from the back of his books. But
What's ironic is that he thinks you were the person who said that the book ends with Leo DiCaprio snorting a line of cocaine off a hooker's ass.
he thinks that's me.
And it-
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
He doesn't. And
Also,
he doesn't
I
know
don't-
where I live. So
I
I
don't-
don't live in this. Yeah. I mean,
I don't think that's ironic.
what's ironic? What? That he thinks it's you?
No, I don't think that's what irony is.
Yeah. No. He should be chasing me in the parking lot. He should be stalking me.
I'm sorry, I just needed to rebuild the dick character there.
Oh,
for a
you
little
did?
bit. Yeah. I don't think that's what
I don't
is,
know.
Kevin.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't either.
This is all a persona? Is this when you reveal that you loved Moon?
No, I
You were just
I didn't
trying
love
to-
Moon.
Dude, you can say it now.
No, I
Say
didn't.
it to the group.
Didn't love
George,
Moon.
say it to the group.
I loved
to the
Moon
group.
so much.
You remember how
Kevin.
this started.
Duncan Jones.
You wanted
You've
to...
done it again.
Remember, no, see. You started this episode
Yeah.
saying that you watched Moon
Mhm.
and needed to seek the approval of your peers and tell them that you liked it.
Yeah.
And now you're lashing out at them and saying that you hate this movie.
Wow.
But in the end, you admitted to the group that
I've
that you really enjoyed the
I mean,
movie. This is about your own
This
journey.
is about my own
Don't be a
growth
clone,
here.
George.
Yeah.
Don't be a clone.
I mean, we could really look back at this. I mean, from the beginning of this episode to right now, I have grown so much.
Immensely.
Man. So much.
So much that... Is that another tooth that's falling out?
I see the truth.
I think...
That happens. Kevin,
think-
Kevin, that happens to me all the time.
I know,
Right?
man. I know, man. It's...
I have a sordid past when it comes to dental hygiene.
Mm-hmm. It's just a canine. I can still go forth with the ice cream.
You know, like, what other movies have used other than, like, you know, that James Bond movie that takes place in space, Moonraker. You know, like the moon is not really a heavily used location as far as like sci-fi films goes. It's usually another planet, Mars done to death, but taking a whole movie just going, you know what, we're going on the moon. Love it. Love that idea. All right.
Do you?
There's a
You're scrambling
in Star
now,
Trek.
aren't you?
No,
You're
no, no.
scrambling.
In Star Trek First
And
Contact.
then you go with the Star Trek defense. This is textbook, George.
No, this is it. Well,
Listener.
yeah, I'm George. In Star Trek First Contact, they go back in time to the year 2063 in one
That's
one
going to
movie.
be a great year for you guys too as we go
that's-
forth.
That's the year that aliens make first contact with human beings on my birthday, April 5th, 2063. In
the
Star
Star
Trek,
Trek.
in the Star Trek world. So I'm waiting for that. I'll be 83 years old. But
You've done the math. On
yeah,
this.
I love it.
That's good.
There's a quick line where
That Terry Gross will probably have interviewed us by then.
just right at then. It'll be like a week before then.
I think that's her producer. That number I got from Vic.
Terry, yeah, Terry, don't ruin my car.
Yeah, I mean,
But there's a scene where they're looking up at the moon, and Riker, who's the commander of the
does sound
Starship
like a
Enterprise,
Citibank, but
says, "Wow, look at the moon." And one of the guys from 2063 says, "Oh, they don't have the moon in your century." And he says, "No, they do. It just looks a lot different. There's 60 million people living on the moon in my century." And I love that idea because I feel like it's something that's often ignored in sci-fi. Like every time you see the moon, it's usually just the moon. And it's not, but the idea that, yeah, of course, the fucking moon is colonized and there's industry and people living there. And
that's cool.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
60 million. Then he goes off to rattle, like you can see Lake Armstrong and Tycho City.
Tycho City.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of racing gets done there.
Tycho. Oh, that's good. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tycho Brahe.
So what did we learn?
I don't. I can't say that on air.
I don't mean in the grand scheme of life.
Oh, I was gonna say build on the moon is what I said.
Build
Mine
on
the moon.
We gotta mine the moon.
Yeah,
Yeah, that can go
they're
south.
doing it.
That can go south. Did you ever see Time Machine? The one with Guy Pearce?
No.
That they mine the moon and it causes all this crap to happen on Earth. Tidal waves and everything. And
I bet,
there's this-
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did that movie? How was that movie sucky?
That movie was fucking terrible, yeah.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Just checking your temperature here, man. I
No,
can't
that
tell if
was-
you got a
that
fever
was
or
a rough one.
something.
But I watched it, and there were things about it that I enjoyed, much like Moon. I watched it, and there were things about it that I enjoyed, but the sum was not the, what's that saying?
Sum does not equal the whole.
Whole.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's it. That's the That's Padusi.
Vic said not to say that shit on the air, man.
He didn't tell me that.
That's when you when you Google the
He
podcast
said
now, you
we
know what
had
else
a
shows
green
up.
Card.
You know what else shows up when you Google.
Are we Googleable with Padusi now? Because that's rich.
It's a
right?
gold mine,
Me and you.
but
That's rich.
there's
pal.
content I don't want to be part of.
I'm sure they're good people.
We can hire them.
Yeah.
So they're not objectified.
No,
They wouldn't be objectified.
it wouldn't be
for doing
objectified. It
that.
wouldn't. No, it wouldn't
yeah.
wouldn't know
Just put
anything
some
about
space
objectifying
helmet on.
anybody.
No,
We'll
it's just a little space video.
one little space
one
video.
Little space video.
You know, I bet that is
You
that
cannot
is
be hired
that is one
again.
industry where there's a lot of stuff going on the moon. Actually,
Hey.
moon.
Yeah, you're talking
Yeah.
about mining.
I'm
the
talking
moon.
about mining something. Yeah, I think that's what Sam Rockwell's doing right now, actually, because he hadn't been doing much, has he?
I don't know. That's you know what, and that's a different podcast. So don't
It
even
is.
do that.
Yeah,
man.
you're
That's-
right. You're
that whole
right.
names
That's-
of actors things. That's
that
like
was
black
mean.
and white movies. It's
Sorry,
just out of
Sam
there.
Rockwell.
You know you've done it.
Sorry, Sam Rockwell's clone.
You know how many Sam Rockwells could be banging on your door? You shouldn't paint your
Hundreds,
house again. Your place
man.
looks trash, by the way.
But all I have to
the
do
eggs
is-
have been drying there for months.
All I have to do is hide for
Your
3
car-
years, and they all die.
How is that fender attached?
Oh no, man.
Have you been pulled
It's
over
got-
for the lights yet?
No. I know most
Just
of the
riding
cops,
that out.
so it's good.
You do.
Yeah. In Los Angeles, I know most of the police officers.
That's good.
Again, varied history.
I realized that was a low blow because you're still not able to drive yet.
No,
Yeah.
I am able to.
Oh,
drive.
you back?
What are we talking? Which felony are we talking about?
I mean, I'm the only one I know about is from the video store.
No, that wasn't a
Heist.
felony. I got that one
Yeah.
expunged.
Is the word expunged?
No,
It's not expedited.
it's not at all. It's not at all expunged. It's probably expedited, but I don't know. I don't have a criminal record.
That we can talk about on the air. Keep it down. Wow.
Well, what's criminal these days?
Define criminal.
Really?
Yeah.
Define criminal? Moon.
Moon is criminal?
Yeah, there we go.
No,
All right,
no,
we're
no.
done.
Good night, nurse.
Good night, nurse.